Yeah, if you're anything like me and you're just thinking, man, there is absolutely no one that you can trust anymore, even in our outdoor world, then you got a home here. Welcome to the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. Appreciate you being here and hanging out. Holy sweet baby Jeebus. A little bit of a programming, not even a programming. Yesterday, we were talking about the lures that I was making with the beer cans. What I have learned very quickly in trying this and attempting this, because I didn't see a YouTube video or anything. I'm like, I live in theory, and my whole life is theory. I'm sure it'll work. There's not a lot of real estate on these cans. There's not a lot of like cool real estate on these cans. So the cutting is going to probably require a Dremel from here on out and some gloves. Dear God, I cut my fingers, and yeah, it's just cutting cans. I just went at it. And started cutting. Yeah, not a lot of real estate on these things. So, darn it, I'm going to have to buy some more IPA, and I'm going to have to just get more cans for my project and everything like that. My project going. Yeah, no, I don't need to buy more beer. I'm good. I have plenty of cans, and we're gonna make it work, and it's going to be a fun little project. And but that was definitely eye-opening. Definitely eye-opening. And I still haven't, and I'm sorry I couldn't pull it up from yesterday because I don't know where the comments go sometimes. Sometimes y'all write a comment, and then I'm like, well, there went that. Queen Bee at the very end of the show said I was right. So she was very ready just to tear into me and expose me for saying Mexican fish. So she asked ChatGPT and other AI programs, can you say a Mexican fish? If a fish is in Mexican waters, is it a Mexican fish? Yes, 100% it is. Yeah, it is. Just like someone in Arizona, you're an Arizonan. You might be white, you might be black, you might be Christian, you might be Jewish, you might, whatever it is. If you're in Arizona, you're an Arizona human. You're a human in Arizona. Same as a Mexican fish. So now that we got that out of the way, because that was super important to get out of the way, that I was right. And I asked her several times. I'm like, can you say that again? Can you say I was right again one more time? Just say I was right. And it's like, really, do you need that kind of validation? Yep, sure do. I do. But let's do this. Let's get to this programming. Is there anyone you can trust? We've talked about this for years. What do you trust now, especially with artificial intelligence, deep fakes, things like that? Is there anyone you can trust? And I was concerned when I read an article that, we're still on Mexican. No, I'm not on the Mexican fish. I'm saying that I was right. That's that Queen Bee did the research and found out that I was correct. Not on the Mexican fish. I'm just saying. Yeah. Prioritize that check. I know. I got to figure that out. I have to figure out how to prioritize things, man. Come on. You mean another button to push? Sweet baby Jesus. Anyway. I'm really disheartened to read this article, and I pulled it from MeatEater too. And this is where I'm kind of disheartened because this was on MeatEater. Massive deer smuggling bust hits 22 suspects with 1,200 charges. Now you think, okay, a deer smuggling bust. Here's how it broke down. The smuggling operation encompassed 3 deer breeding facilities, 10 release sites, 1 deer management pen, and 3 illegal unregistered facilities. The smugglers and illegal breeders are accused of poaching wild deer to replace their own, falsifying mandatory chronic waste disease tests, and transporting potentially contagious deer across the state without the proper paperwork. Here's the first thing that bothers me about this. We're talking about CWD, chronic waste disease. Really? That's what we're bothered by? Here's the Texas Parks and Wildlife said these individuals and ranchers operated with impunity, repeatedly violating established laws designated to protect Arizona's natural resources and safeguard the state's wildlife against disease transmission. Disease is your issue here? Disease is your issue. Chronic wasting disease. They were alive, Lynn. And here's why. So, oh yeah, we can't have unsafe breeding and unregistered breeding because we're gonna spread chronic waste disease. That's as stupid is saying that oh yeah, egg prices went up because of some tariff thing, and ignoring the fact that 100 million chickens were killed. Here's what happens. These smuggling operations happen because of influencers and hunting TV shows and trophy hunters, people that just want to come in and say, you know, I got this big giant deer and it's going on the wall. If it's legal, fine, don't care. But where it is, and we're talking about just in Texas alone, over $1 billion a year industry for these breeders to, just make massive deer. Massive, just roided out of their minds deer. And then a little TV show comes along. Oh, we're here today on XYZ Ranch. We were invited by a good buddy of mine who runs it. Not a good buddy of yours. The person paid you to be there to advertise or bartered for you to be there to advertise for their hunting range. Oh, good friend of mine that runs ABC hunting range. No. And I'll blow the lid off this. I'll expose all this crap. That's fine with me. One of those popular hunters and just sport fitness influencers in the world just got busted for most of his TV shows are canned high fence hunts. Yeah. Dude's not out there hunting. Oh, putting in the time, putting in the legwork, putting in this. No, you're not. Then one of these damn hunting, these illegal breeders put the damn deer out there for you. And he got it on trail cam. You know where it's at. And you're going to go take that deer. And you see it all the time in these shows. And this is what pisses me off. As these people, these hunters, these influencers, these stars or celebrities of these hunting shows will get to the ranch and they'll talk about, oh, yeah, we've been seeing this one on trail cam for about 3 years now. We've named him the Equalizer. And they always name something stupid. Not cool names like the Bull in PBR. But this is, every single time, here's what we saw him on trail cam. You saw him on trail cam because these smugglers dropped it off in your spot. Said, here it is. It's going to get right on trail cam. Be right there. We got it on a feeder tonight. It'll be right there. Take a picture of it for the intro of your show. And then the stupidity of we found him on the last day of the hunt. Yes, last day of the hunt because you got your deer that you bought. And there it is. I am going to have a conversation, hopefully tomorrow or Monday, with Jim Guggenauer, commissioner of your Arizona Game and Fish Department. I want to talk about this, but mostly I want to talk about the auction tags, which are now we're in full swing with the not auction tags, the commissioner's tags, which cannot be auctioned anymore. So we definitely want to talk about that. But I've never, and I've been very open about this, I have never begrudged anyone for having $750,000 to buy a commissioner's tag. I should work harder. I should have worked as hard as you to have that kind of money. I don't begrudge them. I don't begrudge anyone going to high fence hunts, canned hunts. I don't. It's legal. Cool. Rock on. As long as no laws are being broken like we're seeing here. Like you never saw this video, this grand video of I took a bison. You saw some pictures of it. There's no, I'm on the 5th day of the hunt for my bison. No, it was at a ranch. I'm not lying to you. These people are. Cameron Haynes, that's the person that was busted for, Cameron Haynes was busted. I mean, dude, puts up some great content. His hunts are canned hunts. Be honest, be straight. Totally okay with that. I do appreciate, and this is why it's interesting seeing this article on Meat Eater, because I do appreciate that Meat Eater does say we are at a ranch today. We are at a ranch, and we're each going to get a whitetail today, and we're going to get a javelina today, and we're going to cook them tomorrow and make some really great food. Cool. I want to watch now. Not, we've been putting a stock on this whitetail for 3 years now. We just let him grow a little. That's why I love that. Oh yeah, we passed up on him by 3 years. We let him grow a little. And all of a sudden, here it is. I blew on that Primos buck cone. That buck came in like it was on a string. Boom. Smoked him. Look at this beautiful Texas white. Oh, the same crap. I'd rather be mad at you for the formulaic nonsense of your TV shows than discover that they just put a giant buck in that ranch the day before you got there, took a picture of it and said, oh, we've been watching this one. It's just ridiculous. And then Game and Fish is talking about, oh, we don't want this because of chronic waste disease. Expose it's like hunting prostitution. Expose the Johns. I want to hear them. I want to know the who's who list. Yeah. And Rhonda, I'm not sure how I feel about hunting like this either, but I'm okay with it if there is a disclaimer. Hey, we're at a high fence ranch today. You know what we're going to do? We're going to go get some wall art in a full freezer. Cool. I want to watch. I'm down. Yeah. These guys just came over with a damn horse trailer and dropped off 15 freaking deer out here. Rock on. I'll watch. Just be honest with me. Just be honest. Frame it, date it, and point out he was I will, by the way. I will. I just might. I might make it in my Christmas card. Let's get back to this. 1,200 charges here. The deer breeding industry in Texas generates revenue by breeding pen-raised deer for desirable traits like large antlers, and then releasing those deer into hunting ranches. Sometimes those ranches are on the same property as the breeding facility, but oftentimes the deer are shipped back and forth across state lines. And if that's just what the game wardens are using, transporting across state lines to go after chronic waste disease, okay, if you're using that to bust people, I think I'm okay with that. Yeah. Without close monitoring, illegal movement of captive deer increase the risk of chronic waste disease, blah, blah, blah. Here's what we got. Texas Park and Wildlife did not release the names of the suspects, or the location of the breeding facility, citing the ongoing nature of the case, and that's fine. The case began in Montgomery County, Texas. Game warden conducted a traffic stop and saw illegally possessed deer being transported. So some bozo was breaking the speed limit. Here's the deal. The initial bust opened a window into a larger smuggling network. The investigation uncovered approximately 500 Class C charges, 700 Class B charges, 22 Class A charges, and multiple state jail felony charges. A, B, and C charges are all misdemeanors. Class A charges are the most severe and carry a maximum penalty of 1 year in county jail and a $4,000 fine, but you multiply that times 22. You're actually doing something here. State jail charges are felonies and carry a maximum penalty of 2 years in jail and a fine up to $10,000. They just said they had multiple state jail felonies, but 507 Class C, Class B charges. So we're going to see. Some of the Class C charges, for example, involve transporting deer without valid chronic waste disease test. Another charges stem from failing to report dead deer within a required 7-day time period and illegally selling and purchasing white. Good, throw the book out. They claim these violations don't just break the law, they undermine the very foundation of responsible wildlife management in Texas. An operation of this size and scope does not develop overnight, and widespread violations may have been continued to be unchecked, posing an even greater threat to Texas. I'm not as mad at that. I know that there's breeding ranches. I know that there's breeding sites. And okay, whatever. There's deer farms. Okay. Sure. It's illegal to have a deer farm. It's illegal to have the right paperwork to have a deer farm. Cool. Rock on, have a deer farm. What I'm mad about and really pissed off about is being lied to by these TV shows. I am. Totally am. You guys know I've talked about Blue Rooster Ranch my whole, basically since we've been doing this. I hooked up with Tom years and years ago. Been going up there, getting a bison, going up, getting a Watusi, some pigs, filling the freezers, took buddies with me, filling the freezers. I've never said we were on some massive hunt. No. I said we're going grocery shopping with firearms. We're doing what we do every week for the entire year and go grocery shopping. We're doing it in one weekend and filling a freezer. And we're doing it with firearms. It's fun. But I'm not going to lie to you about it. And that's where I think that's where I know that I have the issue. Oh my gosh, Ron, that's the same thing. It's exactly that. Kind of like reality TV shows that are really scripted. I actually just got a text from the guy who ran a mortgage company in California, and the first season of The Bachelorette. He said to my friend who owned the company, he said, one of his employees said, "Hey, listen, I need 2 weeks off because I've been cast for this show called The Bachelorette." He was like, "Okay, yeah, dude, go nuts." It's Southern California. Everybody got a dream, right? What's your dream? He called 2 days later and said, "I need another 3 weeks. I've been chosen as one of the 2 finalists." It was all it's all scripted. It's all made to look like it's emotional and this and that. They know exactly who's going to be the finalist. Yeah. Okay, grocery shopping with firearms should be my new tagline. I love that. But it's funny because, like I said, I want to get Commissioner Guggenauer on the next day or two, and him and I wholeheartly disagree when it comes to high fence hunting, canned hunts, those kinds of things. We disagree. So I don't know if we're going to talk about this time. He wrote an article that I think we need to talk about, and it mostly has to do with the commissioner's tags. And I think that's going to be where our attention is going to go. But it's just, who can you hunt? I mean, who can you hunt? I did not say that, Meta. I did not say that, YouTube. No. Freudian slip. Who can you trust? Who can you trust? Oh, I don't know who you can trust anymore. Because I don't even know, and I think that I've caught Steve Rinella saying, "I'm at a ranch. I'm with this guide. We know where everything is. We're just going to go get him." They went to a spot in, I don't know. I think it was another ranch, hunting pronghorn with Luke Combs. I think that was just a ranch because all 6 of the people there tagged out, like within 2 days. So if you're honest with me, cool. I'll watch you tag out in 2 days. I'll watch you go out and on a canned high fence hunt. I have no problem with that. Just let me know. And if it does give way to these kinds of breeding operations, okay, now we have to look ourselves in the mirror and say, hey, those hunts that I've been doing on my last 5 seasons of my show have all been leading to illegal breeding of whitetail in Texas. So, yeah, I would love a Texas whitetail though. Damn. Mm-hmm. And again, I don't think that's hypocrisy because I am straight up. I'm telling you, if I went to a Texas ranch to get a whitetail, I would tell you I'm literally here to get my trophy whitetail for the wall and for the freezer. That's it. That's why I'm here. This is the last day of the hunt, and we've had the executioners, what we've named him, an 8x8 deer. We've had him on trail cam for 3 years. We've been passing him up, let him get bigger. Tell me I'm going to lie to you like that. I just don't like being lied to. And I feel lied to. I feel betrayed by these people. Brother, you ain't kidding. And I want to be the one on camera. Let's go. Feral hogs, I believe now, or it's pretty damn close, are going to, or already have outnumbered cattle in Texas. Feral hogs are ridiculous. And I just love to go pop, 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 pop. I have full freezer free. My buddies have full freezers. Let's go. Talk about that. Talk about budgeting. That's fantastic. Yeah. You get the gas out there, someplace to stay, and you tell the rancher, I want to drop like 10 hogs. Like, dude, go crazy. Have fun. Yep. I always thought those trackers were too good to be true. Oh yeah. But there are some. I mean, I was watching an elk hunt. It was Rinella. I was watching an elk hunt, and he had a guide with him. It was very informative. Like, they were sitting there throughout the day, just kind of made a little like lunch fire and things like that, and they were chatting it up. one of the best things I heard him say was, what is the number one reason you don't have a successful hunt? He said, the physical shape and condition of my client. So I was like, yeah, I mean, those types of hunts, those elk hunts it's brutal sometimes. So, but a lot of the guides are very, very ethical. But if you say, I'm here on XYZ ranch and they have a QR code or a website for you to check out at the beginning and end of the show, that host was asked to be there, most likely some sort of barter or some sort of monetary compensation and a barter. You get your whitetail. We get on your show and people watch your show and they come to our ranch. We got Deerzilla on camera. Yeah, Deerzilla was placed there yesterday. Been watching him for 3 years. No, you haven't. You might be 3 years old. Son of a. Yep. All right, there you go. Hopefully they throw the book at him and they teach these damn people a lesson. But I do want the list. I want to see which TV shows were a part of this. I want to know every single ranch and what TV show was on that ranch. And I just expose them. I tell you what. All right. Hey, guys, let's do this again tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll get Commissioner Guggenauer on. I'm going to send him an email right now and see if he wants to come on, and we can talk about commission tags tomorrow. Big. It's big news nationwide. Arizona's the first to do it. We're going to see if it works. So remember, there were auction tags going for $750,000, and that money every dollar of that went to the management of that species here in Arizona on the ground. Now we're going to find out how if the next tags make that much money through raffles, and yeah, we'll figure it out. Do you know how to email? You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm going to send him a text. There you go. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out on the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor.